Hello, I'm Emma, the training manager at Property Management LoneStar. Today, I'd like to walk you through our early lease termination policy. We understand that circumstances can change, and when they do, it's important to have a process that ensures clarity and fairness for both residents and property owners. Our policy is designed to provide a structured approach for handling early lease terminations, minimizing disruption, and ensuring all responsibilities are clearly understood. In the following section, I'll explain how the process works, the necessary steps, and what each party can expect. The lease agreement is legally binding from the commencement date to the expiration date, as outlined in paragraph 3A of the Texas residential lease. Early termination is not automatically permitted. It's only allowed under specific conditions outlined in our policy. These conditions help protect both the resident and the property owner by ensuring a fair and consistent process. Under Texas law, there are certain situations where early termination is legally permitted. These include military transfer or deployment, family violence, and cases involving sexual offenses or stalking. If any of these apply, documentation must be submitted in writing before we can process the request. If you're unsure whether your situation qualifies, feel free to reach out to your property manager and we'll be glad to assist. Residents may request to terminate their lease early for reasons not protected by law. Common examples include job relocation, home purchase, or loss of income. While Property Management LoneStar is not obligated to approve these requests, we may consider them under specific conditions. If the resident identifies a qualified replacement, the proposed candidate must meet RPM LoneStar's screening criteria and sign a new lease agreement. If no replacement is provided, RPM LoneStar will take steps to locate one on the resident's behalf. If an early termination request is approved, the following reletting terms apply. If you provide a qualified replacement, a reletting fee equal to 1 month's rent is required. If RPM LoneStar locates the replacement, that same reletting fee still applies. Please note, we will not begin marketing the property until the reletting fee has been paid in full. Until a new resident signs and begins a lease, the original resident remains fully responsible for the following: monthly rent and utilities, property care and compliance with all lease terms, costs related to reletting, including advertising and applicant screening, rekeying the property, as required, any necessary repairs beyond normal wear and tear. RPM LoneStar will make reasonable efforts to relet the home as quickly as possible, in accordance with Texas Property Code Section 92.103. To request an early termination, residents must submit a written request that includes the proposed move-out date, the reason for termination, and, if applicable, contact information and an application for a replacement resident. In addition, residents must sign and submit our early termination form, which outlines the required conditions, fees, and responsibilities. Requests should be sent by email to info@reletting.com. Once we receive your completed request, we'll review it and respond as quickly as possible. Here's a quick recap of what happens when you end your lease early the right way. A reletting fee equal to 1 month's rent is required before we can list the home. You'll remain responsible for rent, lawn care, and utilities until a new resident moves in. We'll rekey the home after you move out, and that cost will be deducted from your deposit. Your security deposit will be refunded after the lease ends or once a replacement resident is in place, whichever comes first. And you'll need to complete our early termination form to make it official. If you follow the process correctly, this won't show up as a lease break on your credit report. That's important, because most property managers check rental history, and clean records help you qualify for future homes. As always, we're here to help if you have questions. Please remember, this video is a summary of our early termination policy. It supplements your TXR 2001 lease, but does not override it. For full legal context, always refer to your lease and the Texas Property Code. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, reach out, we're here to help.